Hello tacticians, looks like we got a new update and I haven't looked into it yet, so let's do it together and be surprised. New stuff, cool. War leaks for Guild War, what? Okay, guilds are now part of some war leaks. Okay, so that looks like some sort of ranking system similar to the arena, but for guilds. Interesting. Okay, different distribution of loot. War trophies from okay. 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 Okay, that's gonna be interesting. Let's see how that changes the rewards distributions and the overall distribution of the guild battles and difficulties. Because can you match only against guilds in the same league? Are there even enough guilds for that? Well, let's hope Snowprint has an idea what they're doing. Alright, so what's next? More new stuff. Home screen events, those aren't new. Training Rush. Yeah, that definitely isn't new. Legendary release event Mephiston, that also isn't new. New blast requisitions. Xenos with Galgors, Parasite of Mortrex, Notfloga, Isaac, Alephnol, Giba Scraps. Well, that would be more valuable if Snowprint gave out more blessed requisitions than 3 in a home screen event, I guess. And they're going to be rotating the banners more frequently now. Okay, cool. So more FOMO. The next battle pass is Rask, which is very useful for players because you can only get Rask early in the what's it called? Bloody hell! Screw my memory or the lack thereof. In the in the mercy system for requisitions, there that should work. Okay. Campaign event, Adeptus Mechanicus or Tyranids, so no change there. New collectible characters, Azoth. We have seen him in the survival event, sort of more tanky God's Will. Not bad, but not great, and I do think that him giving armor as a damage mitigation mechanic on his adjacent allies isn't quite as powerful as it could and probably should be, considering he's a custodian. Something like, let's say, Sibyl's damage mitigation that is direct, or Anshi's, or the Lobsters is stronger. New Guild War season, sure. New Incursion event, cool. Introducing a new machine of war, the Adeptus Sororitas Exorcist Artillery Tank. Featuring 2 new NPCs, the Battle Sister and the Zephyrim. So we will get a default Sister, and I have no idea what Zephyrim is, but I guess that's going to be the Elite Sister. That's gonna be cool. And hopefully this will motivate Snowprint to make a campaign or a campaign event, because apparently having campaigns available at all times is bad for the game long term, as is their new favorite saying. And I forgot where I was going with that sentence. Anyway, I had some look at the what was it, Exorcist artillery tank, because people just can't avoid or resist posting spoilers in our guild Discord, and looks like it will be buffing Sororitas for the whole fight, or a different character with ranged attacks for the whole fight by up to 20% damage. So I think the main use of it will be with the Neurothrope, who recently got buffed, and I think that will be mentioned somewhere in the update news, at least in the fights where you do not need the spore launcher for positioning. Tournament arena. Why? Quest events. Forecast, not unexpected, with Ultramarines and Black Templars against Death Guard. That's gonna be quite the limited roster for that. Usually they would give you full or nearly full Imperium. Okay. Well, Incisus is probably going to be useful for heals, so hope you got him built. And Necrons, Overlord Anufet, presumably or apparently only with Necrons. Though this time the admechs aren't mentioned, so that's also gonna be a rather limited roster, which on one hand will make the event more predictable or less variable, and on the other more challenging, because, well, the stages can be designed for a specific roster in mind more easily, and the puzzles will be harder to quote-unquote break. So looking forward to this. Balancing. Updated Haarken. Nice. Increased health. I didn't notice that. I mean, I don't remember his specific stats. Added terrifying trait. I did notice that. Updated active. Yes, it does deal more damage now, and changes from shredding armor to increasing one attack's damage, which doesn't sound that great if you ask me. Ooh, passive update. Haarken's damage now also increases from enemies that flee as a result of his attacks, which was very much needed since, or well, needed, but it's fitting because his active and everything and his use in the campaign is mostly against, it can trigger battle fatigue there. Okay. Head Claimer now also affects the damage and hits of Haarken's active ability. Okay, that's interesting for PvP now, because while the active still was kinda subpar, I think, after the update, the raw stats on it, I mean, if it can get additional hits by killing a hero, then this could be a good finisher. Updated Ahriman's passive to strengthen Psyker teams. Yes, so at maximum levels it is reduced from 50% to just plus 33%, but there is no cap anymore, and chaos units deal additional damage. So compared to the old ability, this is a net gain for affected chaos units and the Neurothrope. That is correct. While other non-chaos units that deal psychic or flame damage will have a slightly lower bonus from Ahriman. That is correct. Although they could have also mentioned that this is nerf to Ahriman himself, because now his active, I think, which benefits from it, will not deal as much damage. Or is his active supposed to benefit from himself? Huh. Further balancing changes. Oh, Mephisto now has the rapid assault trait. Okay, that's going to make the Blood Angels even more of a pain in your dick to fight in the TA. Khârn replaces Vitruvius in the Rogue Trader. Good, I have both of them on Blue Star. But yeah, it makes sense because Vitruvius is now grindable in the AdMech event or campaign event. Psygex shards can now be obtained from the Adeptus Mechanicus campaign event. That's kinda late, they should have done that at least for the previous one already. Well. And some bug fixes. Oh, Galatians could trigger each other, cool. Jud's premium avatar is now sparkly and colorful. Yay! When a Jaeger's Holy Duel does a normal attack, Calandis's Wireweave now correctly retaliates. Okay, yeah, Calandis's counters are a mess. Fixed Treason of Zinj. The ability now targets enemy characters randomly regardless of the order of deployment. Cool. I'm not sure whether this makes the fight easier, harder, or just different, but Magnus still sucks. Fix the bug with the Resilient trait preventing units being defeated from multi-hit attacks even though the attack total should have triggered overkill. So, does that mean that Resilient is now functionally nerfed? Because I don't know, I never triple or whatever checked. Okay, I never really noticed this being in the game, so probably not a big deal. Okay, and well, looks like that's everything for this update. And yeah, after making a bunch of videos this week on raids and on the quests and on the LRE, I'm kinda tired of editing, so I half-assed this one, so sorry about that, but yeah, the Haarken changes are cool. The Ahriman changes, well, it's a net gain for Neurothrope. There's not much else to say about that. The new Machine of War is a further buff to Neurothrope, and that's pretty much everything that changes, so that's the TLDR. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I will see you hopefully soon when I have something to say. Ugh. Have a good one, Tactician.
If you like this video, please consider giving it a like, sharing it with your friends, and subscribing to the channel to help us get bigger and badder. Thank you.